Welcome to this video. My name is Christian from Beyond Premiere, and here is 50 hidden details, facts, and things you miss in Better Call Saul Season 1. It is known that in Breaking Bad, Jimmy was first seen in the 8th episode of Season 2. Apparently, it's not a coincidence that the Better Call Saul premiere aired on February 8, 0802, episode season, day and month. Jimmy's office is in the Vietnamese nail salon. In Season 3 of Breaking Bad, he tries to convince Jesse to launder his money through a nail salon. The act of Jimmy kicking the dented trash can is very similar to Walt punching the paper towel dispenser in the doctor's office bathroom. This has been confirmed as an intentional Easter egg. Jimmy is parked next to a white Cadillac similar to the one he will be driving during the events of Breaking Bad. During the teaser, Gene becomes nervous upon noticing a suspicious-looking stranger watching him in the Cinnabon. Although the stranger turns out to be innocent as he's seen hugging a woman as he walks outside. This is similar to Jesse becoming nervous after noticing a suspicious-looking stranger watching him while he speaks on the payphone, although the stranger was really watching his daughter in the park. When arguing with Walt in the vacuum cleaner cellar in Granite State, Saul states, "If I'm lucky, best case scenario, I'm managing a Cinnabon in Omaha," where he did end up working. As shown in the flash forward, his red keychain is the same Walter used to open the trunk of his car and kill the Jack Walker's gang in Breaking Bad last episode. Also, when he enters the court lobby, the hat and jacket of Walt can be seen on a hanger. Mike works for SMQ Parking. The name is a nod to Stephen Michael Quesada, who played Stephen Gomez in Breaking Bad. The black and white intro to this episode is set in Nebraska and references the black and white movie of the same name. Bob appeared in that film. It's all necessary to show difference between the past and present timelines. In the opening courtroom scene, refers to the owner of the funeral home as Mr. Spinalso, which is also the name of one of the dead men in The Widow's Seat in Arsenic and Old Lace, released in 1943. The scenes that take place post Breaking Bad are shot in black and white, while the scenes taking place prior to Breaking Bad are shot in color. In the opening scene, while Gene is watching his old Saul commercials, the reflection from the screen on his glasses is in color. When Jimmy enters the conference room and says the quote, "meddle with the primal forces of nature," Mr. Beale is a reference to Network, where the character of Jensen says the same thing. Episode 2 is in reference to Tuco Salamanca, in which his grandmother calls him Mijo. Marianne Collin, who plays Tuco's grandmother, is also known for her portrayal of the mother of Tony and Gina Montana in the 80s crime drama Scarface. This is one of the only 2 episodes where Kim does not have a speaking role, the other being 5-0, which is the only episode she did not feature in at all. Vince Gilligan has confirmed that the desert in which Jimmy negotiates with Tuco is the same spot where Walter White gives his "Say My Name" speech to Declan and his gang. When Saul tries to persuade Tuco not to kill the twins, Tuco suggests doing the Colombian neckties. This could be a reference to Breaking Bad episode Cards in the Bag, when Jesse makes a semi-joke about how Crazy 8 is going to give his and Walt's entire family Colombian neckties. When Jimmy is caught looking at himself in the bathroom saying it's showtime, he's referring to Bob film All That Jazz, released in 1979. The number Nacho gives Jimmy, 505-242-6087, is an actual number that you can call that will go straight to Nacho's voicemail.
Nacho, leave it.
It appears that the same graffiti mark seen on the payphone when Jimmy tries to contact Nacho might be from Jesse. This is not only because it has the word JP on it, but during the teaser in the Breaking Bad episode Problem Dog, the exact same mark of graffiti is shown behind Jesse. When Jimmy enters a room with Chuck at the beginning of the episode, he quotes Johnny Carson, "Here's Johnny." At the end of the episode, he quotes "Here's Johnny" once again, but this time being a clear reference to the movie The Shining. When Jimmy is apprehended by the police and taken down, he says he has bad knees. This is a callback to the time he was kidnapped by Jesse and Walter. This is the first episode of Better Call Saul where the Saul Goodman alias is used. Just like the tune Marco hums is Deep Purple "Smoke on the Water," Jimmy Owls are a reference to another Deep Purple song, Hush. At a tailor store, Jimmy checks out an orange shirt. In Breaking Bad, he will often wear bright colored shirts like the one shown here. the worker that performed the billboard publicity stunt, appeared briefly during the episode Mijo as one of Jimmy's clients. The name shown on the Allaguy's license is Henry. This is the same name as the main character of the 1973 film The Sting. When Jimmy takes Chuck's daily groceries out of his trunk, the New York Times headline reads, Israel acts to seize Arab land after blast. Bush delays talk. This edition was published on June 19, 2002, indicating the exact time frame this episode took place. Episode 5 was originally titled Yellow, but the writers were forced to change the name because Kraft Foods would not permit the use of their trademark. This is the only episode in season 1 that does not end with an O. The restaurant where Mike has breakfast in this episode is the same restaurant he visits during the run of Breaking Bad. The retirement home Saul visits to get an elderly client is the same one Hector Salamanca will stay in after his nephew's death. Saul and Mike are the only main characters that appear in this episode. The Breaking Bad episode Fly is the only other episode to feature only 2 main characters. However, unlike Fly, this episode featured guest stars. Despite playing the main character, Bob's total screen time is 8 minutes and 4 seconds, only 19% of the episode. This is the only episode of Better Call Saul that Kim Wexler does not appear in. When Mike is leaving the bar and mentions that he's heading to Albuquerque, the bartender tells him that tarantulas are common there. Mike responds that he will be on the lookout for them. This could be a reference to the tarantula Drew found and kept in a jar prior to his death. Episode 8 title refers to the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. The RICO arc is previously mentioned twice in Breaking Bad. Jimmy gets his law degree from the University of American Samoa, which was mentioned in Breaking Bad. In reality, there's no such university, although there is a community college. In Breaking Bad episode Corner, Mike offers Jesse a pimento cheese sandwich. The cold open for Inflatable was originally shot for this episode. However, due to the pimento running over time, they decided to make the opening scene for Act 1 into the cold open. The large bulky man standing alongside Mike is named Clarence in the parking garage. He appears also in El Camino as a bouncer. The scene where a woman finds out Jimmy is not Kevin Costner. This is a reference to the dialogue in episode Abikui, where Saul brings up that once he convinced a woman he was Kevin. In an attempt to persuade Walt that using a laser tag as a money laundering makes no sense because you can make any story work. At the bingo hall, Jimmy says B as in Belize, beautiful place, so I have heard. This is a reference to a dialogue in episode Buried, where he suggests that Walt could send Hank to Belize. Jimmy also mentions Georgia at the bingo hall. Jesse and Jane visit a Georgia coffee museum in Breaking Bad. So what are your thoughts on the 50 hidden details in season 1 of Better Call Saul? Leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye everyone.